88.5 WQOX. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Brother John, your brother from another mother like no other. Thank y'all for rocking with me from 3 p.m. to 7. That's the new time for Brother John. But now at 7 o'clock, Mondays, I want y'all to get focused and to know what's going on in the city because we've been practicing, getting ready. Now our brothers is going super live right now. We're going live with my brother Courtside with Chuck Lawson. And I just wanted to tap in with everybody to say that I appreciate this brother. He came every week. He was sharpening his sword and he was doing his interviews and doing everything, and all his podcasts are up on Voice of MSCS. But now we're going to take it a step further. We're going to add him live on the radio, and then we're going to go back and put his show on the page with the rest of his podcast. So, ladies and gentlemen, this brother is known in the city. I think he's touched every gym in the city of Memphis, and this brother knows his stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for our brother, Courtside with Chuck Lawson. I think, is it your birthday?
Yes, sir.
It's your birthday today?
Yes, sir.
Hold up.
Yes, sir.
Princess.
Yes, sir.
All right, hold up. We got to
Yes,
say
sir.
happy birthday to you, brother.
Man, I appreciate that.
You woke up today. That's a blessing,
Yes,
right?
I appreciate that, man.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, see, it's his birthday. And look, and he's making his world premiere on his station right now, live in effect. Chuck Lawson, brother, please take it away.
Again, I mean, you know what we're here for. We're here for high school basketball, and it's that do or die time of the year. And I want to also, say something to my guy John B. I've been rocking with for a long time, and I just want to thank him for the opportunity to do this. I think it's something that's needed. People love basketball here, so it's one of those things where I thought it would be a great, opportunity, and you made it happen, and I really appreciate that. And like he said, today is my birthday. For all the Pisces out there, I need each and every one of you to cash at me $2,500 right now. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Unless you want to for real. No, I'm joking. But again, we are in that time of year. It's do or die. Do or die on the basketball side. We got region action tonight on the girls' side, playing right now 7 o'clock. Apparently at 7 o'clock tonight over at Whitehaven High School. They're playing now. But tomorrow, we're going to focus on tomorrow for, this show's purposes. Tomorrow night, maybe the biggest game of the year. The biggest game of the year. Wow. A couple weeks ago, for those who don't know, Whitehaven High School was supposed to play against Cordova High School in the city championship game. Over at White Station High School. Well, Cordova forfeited.
What?
Cordova forfeited, and
what?
Yeah.
What? The
Yeah.
city championship game.
Forfeited the city championship game over at White Station. So there was a 1A champion, a 2A champion, a 3A champion, but no 4A champion. And a lot of social media talk about that game. Some were saying that the team was tired. Some were saying, that they had some guys that were hurt. I don't know the full story behind that, but I will say this. Everybody around this time of year is tired, and especially with the couple weeks before that they had the winter storm. So there were teams making up games all the way up into the final week of the season. So Cordova may have played 3 games a week, but so did Whitehaven. Whitehaven played the night before against Montverde Academy, who's everybody knows is a powerhouse on a national scale. They played their Friday night. See, championship game was that Saturday. So when you talk about being tired, everybody's tired. But again, that's that's another story. But tomorrow night, that's a big one. It's a big one. It's Whitehaven Cordova, and for those who don't know, in high school basketball, you have to win 2 games in the region in Tennessee to qualify for the region championship. If you lose any of your first 2 games in the region, your season is done. And and what I like to call mothball season. So tomorrow night is the second game. And what happened was the reason why they're on that side with Whitehaven to begin with, Whitehaven won their district. So of course, when you win your district, the path is a little bit easier. And the same thing for Bartlett, though, on the other side. See, I think that they probably thought they were going to win that side. Bartlett, Cordova side, that was a tough side. But Cordova ended up coming in second place. So when they came in second place, that put them on the same side with Whitehaven. So, which means they get a second round matchup in the, like I said, in the winner go home game tomorrow night, and that's gonna.
So is that considered? You said that's a district game.
No, this is a region. You have of course you have the city championships, of course, and then you have teams. Then you start you start your district play, district tournament play, and whoever wins that, that's where it determines the seeding for the regionals, and then. Once you get to the region, like I said, you got to win 2 games in the regionals. You can lose in the region championship game and still be able to play. But the only thing is you become the 2 seed. You have to travel wherever you're going. The number 1 seed host, and they'll host the sub-state game. And, of course, the sub-state game determines who goes to state.
So where's the game tomorrow being played at?
Tomorrow, you got 2 games. 2 games tomorrow at Whitehaven. For this is 4A. Now, this is only 4A. Only 4A. So in Whitehaven tomorrow night, you got 7:45. That 7:45 game is Cordova and Whitehaven, and then the 6 o'clock game is Bartlett and Central, which is going to be interesting as well. But I do think that Bartlett's going to be probably a little bit too big for Central. But I mean the job that Bernard Watkins has done at Central has been really good. I think it's maybe his first or second year there. I'm not for sure, but he's done a really good job. They have a good player by the name of Damian Cox. Dedrick Miles, who's really good. So that's going to be an interesting game. Bartlett beat White Station Saturday by, I think, like 20 points or something like that. And Whitehaven, going back to the Whitehaven game, Whitehaven looked really good Saturday. They were all over Houston, who I thought was going to be a much better, closer game. And Cordova beat, I think it was East at Cordova. So those are the games for tomorrow night. On the 3A side, you got Millington High School. They'll be at Millington. Millington, got to go out to Millington. Got to go up. Got to go up 51. No street lights. Watch the Deers tomorrow night. Watch the Deers. And I ain't talking about Milwaukee. I ain't talking about the Milwaukee Bucks.
Right.
Watch the Deers. Ridgeway and Raleigh, Egypt. Seems like people who again follow basketball. Seems like a pretty even matchup. But city championship game this February the 10th. Ridgeway blew them out. Beat them by I think 23 points, something like that. Ridgeway. Real deal. Real deal in 3A. I think they have their look of a state contending team. They scored, I think I wrote down earlier, they scored 7. They scored 70 points or more in the last 8 out of 10 games. So they're putting points on the board. They just got their look of a team that can really win a state. They were 1 game away last year from winning state. So I do think that they have their chance. Coach Curtis Wooten done a great job. They have a 1-2 punch with B.J. Carter and Emmanuel Allen. They're kind of like a good running back tandem. You got the back, they got the wiggle, and then you got the power back. Emmanuel is a power back, and Brian kind of can control the game without scoring. Then they have other scoring as well with Marlon McShane and some other pieces as well, Cayenne Mitchell. So again,
you know all these names,
yeah,
man.
I've been
looking at notes, man. That man running off names like he know everybody that's on the team.
Man, I've been following them. I've been following them for so long.
Okay. We got a call.
Got a call coming in already. Okay.
Let's see. Can you hear it? Check. What's up, man? Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, you can hear us. You might have put
Okay. Can you hear me, Coach?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Coach. What's going on, man? If you all do not know, this is the Overton High School great, University of Memphis, former top 50 in the country. My guy Marcus Smooth Moody, the head coach of Mace. They are in the region semifinal tomorrow. They're going to be playing. We get a chance to talk about that. They're going to be playing out at Westwood, right, Coach?
Yes, at Westwood at 7:30 tomorrow night.
7:30. Now, Coach, give me a little breakdown for those who don't really know your team. Give me a little breakdown of your team, if you don't mind.
Well, we got a senior laden team. Lost in the sub-state last year by 2, and we returned eight players off of that team.
Oh, wow.
So we're led by 2-time player of the year, Jordan Buckley, and 6'8" Julius Sisk. We got 6 seniors that's pretty much playing the majority of our minutes. So got a good team, man, good collective group.
Now, you all have middle college tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, we have Middle College tomorrow.
You all have played them, I think, twice. Is 1-1 on the year?
Yeah, they beat us at Mason, and we got them the last game at Middle College. So yeah, we're 1-1.
What makes that, because over the last couple of years, I say over the last probably 3-4 years, maybe going back to when you first got there, that's a
Right.
rivalry. You know what I'm saying? Like what makes that such a, a rivalry type game?
Well, I think the close proximity, both being charter schools. We battle each other in pretty much every sport, track, football, and basketball, and all the kids know each other. So it's just a big rivalry for our league.
Okay. Now you say you're a senior laden team, as you mentioned before. Tell me
Hmm.
about people don't really know the two guys you named. People don't really talk about their name. We hear about Arshawn Kings. We hear about Christian Austin. We hear about KJ Tenner. We hear about King Thetford. But when you
Right.
say a name
Right.
like a Jordan Buckley or a Julius Sisk, tell me about those players if you don't mind, for people who don't know them.
Julius Sisk. A lot of people don't know this. He's 6'8". He's grown a couple of inches over the last 2 years.
Hmm.
He didn't play. He didn't really play any basketball up until last year, which was his 11th grade year.
Wow.
He played for a semester in middle school, and he really hadn't played much since then. So we're just trying to get him reps and get him going. And that kid, he's a sponge. He soaks up everything, and just a great guy. But he's really, really got better the last 15 games of the season. So he's really took it to another level.
Yeah. I got a chance to watch him a couple games. The last one you all played against Middle College, and that was a really good game. And then, of course, the state championship game where he had a monster game. Tell me about Jordan Buckley.
Jordan Buckley is probably the most underrated player in the city, to be honest.
Okay.
Kid has averaged over 20 points a game the last 2 years. The second kid at Mace to ever score 1,000 points.
Wow.
He's been player of the year in the league the last 2 years. He's been all district tournament, all region tournament the last 2 years. So I just think he's a little undersized, but his motor is not like anybody else in the city, and he also can score. Most guys who has motor doesn't score like that.
Yeah, he definitely can score. I think he had 30 in the state championship game, right?
Yeah, 32 and 15 in the city championship game, and Julius had
Wow.
18 and 24.
Wow, 24
Julius had
rebounds.
18 and 20. Yeah, he's had 60. Julius had 63 rebounds in the last 4 games.
Wow. I mean, just think about going through. If you look at single A across the city, you got maybe one other guy that can that's 6'8", 6'9", in Abdul Sacco from BTW.
I'm
Talk
BTW, right?
talk about having that 6'8", because even you've been to the state before. For those who don't know, you've been to the state
Right.
before. So when you get to state, you're not going to see a 6'8" coach. I doubt it.
It's two guys,
Okay.
6'8", 6'7", 6'8", and a single A that may end up being in the state.
Okay.
But it won't be too many guys that's bigger than him or Sacco from BTW.
Okay. Now, I mean, like I said, going to the state, over and over and getting a chance to see, those classes every year.
Right.
You may occasionally see a 6'4", something like that in single A or whatever.
Right.
But generally,
You won't see many, but he's definitely one of the bigger kids in Memphis and in the state.
oh,
in
for
single
sure.
A.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no question.
For sure. How long you been at Mace, Coach?
This is my 8th year. This is my
You been
8th
there
year.
8 years, Coach?
We've been there 8 years.
Wow,
Yeah, we
wow.
3 years ago when Jalen Brown was with us his senior year,
Mm-hmm.
they ended up not letting us go to the state because they said he was ineligible by 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have actually been one of the regions the last 4 years if they didn't take that one away from us.
Wow. And then you went to the state a couple years ago, before that with Rico Gibson and
With
that group.
Rico Gibson and Mylon Davis and Carl Johnson.
Okay.
All them guys ended up going to play college ball. But that was in 18, and then we had a little down year in 19, and pretty much since then we've been in the mix ever since.
Okay. Give me a couple words that would describe your team.
Tough
Okay.
and discipline.
Tough and discipline. Okay. And I see that because, watching you all play, you all don't take many shots that many crazy shots, as I call them. You do a great job with, on the defensive side as well. And all your kids play hard. I mean, you got one of the hardest playing groups that I've seen in Memphis. And, you've also done a great job of developing guys as well. Like I say, Jordan Buckley,
Right.
even a guy who's new to your team this year, Trey Lee,
Right.
the kid Alex. All those guys have gotten better since they've been there playing for you, and that's a credit to you, Coach.
And I appreciate that. But those guys put in work. We don't do a lot of social media stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We stay low, we stay under the radar, and we just work. All the guys that I basically have every year is guys that's been in the program for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So Trey is one of the first guys that's been came over that hadn't been in the program for at least 2 years. You got Cedric Johnson, our starting 2 guard, one of the best defenders in the city. Jovion Payne, one of the best defenders in the city.
Okay.
But these guys have been on these championship teams the last 2 years.
Okay.
So they know what it takes, and they've been going through it for the last few years. So that's one thing that we do over there all the time. We gonna grind. We put in work.
Okay. I mean, I always, and like I said, I've always had a lot of respect for you on the coaching side. Even go back to when you were coaching, back in the summer ball days. So,
Exactly.
one of the best, up and coming coaches in Memphis, who I think has an opportunity to be a college, coach one day if you choose to go down that path, Coach.
Exactly. If that opportunity presents itself, we'll look at it then. But right now, we got a couple young guys that's coming out of middle school.
Okay.
That's going to be really, really good. I'm sure you know about Paris London III, P3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my godson. He'll be an 8th grader next year that will be playing high school. So he'll be one of the first guys that's 8th grade playing high school ball in Memphis.
About 6'4"?
He's about 6'4", 7th grade.
Wow.
So because he has the pedigree, he has the genetics, and he works out with us all the time. And his dad put a lot of work in with him. So I'm excited about him coming in and being able to play with these guys that's already here.
He has the chance to be so good, man. I watched him a little bit at this camp before school started, and he really has a chance to be really good. My guy, I appreciate you, man, for coming on. My guy, Coach Marcus Moody, the head coach at Mace, had a big game tomorrow night. Region action out at Westwood. You guys get a chance to go check him out. Do that 7:45, right, Coach? Or 6?
Yes, sir. 7:45. 7:45. Hillcrest and BTW played in the first game at 6:00.
Okay, you all at 7:45. You all get a chance to go check out my guy over at Mace. Good luck to you tomorrow, Coach. And I think you got a good chance, man.
All right, I appreciate you, Chuck, man. I always love it.
No problem.
All right, see you later, my guy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was my guy, Coach Marcus Moody over at Mace. He said he's been there 8 years. Wow. It didn't seem like I was gonna say like maybe 5 or 6 or so, but that time goes so fast, and he does have a really good team. Of course, what I like to call, we like to talk about Bartlett, Cordova, schools like that. We even mentioned Briarcrest and stuff like that before we mentioned schools like Mace, schools like BTW. Now. I like to call them the sexy schools. That's who everybody wants to talk about. Like tomorrow night, I already mentioned them previously. Whitehaven, Cordova is going to be the biggest game tomorrow night. But regardless. And also, let me say something as well before I forget. I don't want to forget this. You had 3 private school teams from Memphis qualify for the state this past weekend. Okay. Briarcrest going to the state. They're going to play, I think, Friday. ECS is going to the state. They got a really young group. They got 3 juniors. They're led by Tyler Jones, Ryan Scott, Landon Royston, and then FACS, my guy, Coach D. Wilkes, who I think is one of the up-and-coming coaches like Marcus. He's going back to the state. Won the state, I think, 2 years ago. Won the whole state. So he has a group, with MJ Haynes and Cello Jackson. Those guys, and they're sophomores. So you're talking about 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, all come back next year. Wow. So you're talking about the same thing maybe again next year. So Coach Wilkes has done a really good job over there. One of the great young minds in high school coaching in Memphis. So shout out to those guys. I didn't want to forget you all. FACS, ECS, and Briarcrest all going to the state on the private school side. All of them going to the state. I think I left off at 3A before Moody called. We were talking about Ridgeway and Raleigh Egypt. They beat them by like 20, I believe. I think it might be the same way. Raleigh just squeaked by PCA. They won at the buzzer. They're playing their game they're at Millington as well. They're at Millington. So all those games are at Millington. Like I said, it's a nice little drive. But Ridgeway, if you want to see a team that's going to contend for state, go check out Ridgeway. There's a really, really well coached team. They're balanced offensively. They rebound well, and like I said, that duo is really good on that side. Munford Melrose also. Munford Melrose. They're also playing out there tomorrow night. They're going to be playing at 6:00. They play the first game, so I think that Munford crowd is going to travel to Millington, and Munford has two guys that are both averaging 20 plus a game. Murray Norman just picked up a couple JUCO offers recently, I believe. Really can shoot it, about 6'2". He's a senior. And Jaden Lee, they're averaging combined, I think, 43 points a game combined, just those two guys alone. They beat Hamilton Saturday night out at Munford. So they're going to play against Melrose. Melrose, Coach D. Terrell doing a good job. You probably know these days we talked about DeJuan. Yeah. So, yeah, he's doing a good job at Melrose. Got a young freshman playing well. Devin Sanders is probably top 10 player in the city. 6'8", can do a lot of different things. But Tavion Stipman, like I said, good freshman. And William H. Carver, very tough-minded point guard. That's going to be that can be an interesting game. I'm not sure if Munford has seen, a 6'8", like Devin all year. I'm not sure. I don't know. But, I do know they can score, though. So that should be interesting. But I do think that crowd for Munford could have a say in that game because they're going to travel well. I'm not sure how well Melrose crowd going to travel out there. I know they got strong alumni, though. 2A, Sheffield High School. Sheffield High School. That's where the region's at. The Sheffield Knight, where the region's at. Over out that way, you got Douglas and Kip. They're playing the 6 p.m. game. Tresvant NBA 7:45. NBA scared Douglas about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. They scared Douglas. Douglas undefeated. They're 30-0.
I heard Douglas was really.
They're good.
Noise.
Yeah, Douglas
30-0.
Douglas is 30-0, and maybe 31-0 now. I think they're 30-0 though. Wow. Yeah, they're undefeated.
Shout out Douglas.
Shout out to Coach Greg Williams, my old high school coach. Greg's done a really good job. Once again, went to the state championship game last year, lost at the end. Got a chance to, but NBA. I think they're a good pass, Kip. But the NBA game, either or, if they get to that game, they'll get to that game, I believe. But it's going to be an interesting game should be between them and NBA if they do play each other. So
they scared them last.
Yeah, they definitely scared. It was their closest game they played, and probably since the season started. Probably the closest game they played.
Yeah. Game tape
yeah, you know they are.
He's trying to study that one.
You know they are. NBA has a good young coach as well out there. Coach Boga, Tavares Boga at NBA. Trey Benson also really good out there, and another guard, Ted White, both underclassmen. Benson is a 10th grader, White's an 11th grader out of the NBA. And then on the last side of the region, you got 1A. Like I said, we already talked about Middle College and Mace. Just got the phone with Coach Moody. Gonna be a really good game. That's gonna be. I went to the last game they played at Middle College. Really good game. Came down to the wire. Difference in that game, it's probably gonna be a possession or two. And you're talking about the season being on the line. Yeah, that's tomorrow is it. Like, I don't know if you all watch Rocky. I love Rocky, but you remember if you remember on Rocky 2, when Apollo Creed trying to say, "This is it, man. This is it. This is it. this is it, man." So ain't no going back. So tomorrow you got to win. Like I say, you just want to make it to the region championship game. You do that, you're fine. But you do want to win that game. And then the other game, BTW Hillcrest. Hillcrest has the number 1 scorer in Tennessee, top 10 scorer in the country. Like I said, Jordan Allen. Just averaging 34 points a game. Just had a big weekend last weekend. I think he scored 30 plus again. Getting double teamed now. Probably going to see it the rest of the way. And I wouldn't be surprised to see BTW do it tomorrow night as well.
How tall is he?
Probably like 6'5", 11, 6 foot. Decent size, straight line drive. Just man, like he's really good, really really good. If he gets hot, he's streaky shooter, but really good.
When he on, he on.
When he on, if he makes 1 or 2, it's on. He's on. So now you gotta watch for the drive, and he's able to he can get to the rim whenever he wants to, and the 3 ball going down. Yeah, he's hard to stop.
So he can get to the rim
if he's doing that and he knocking that 3 down, he'll get 40.
Wow.
He'll get 40. If you don't double him, he'll get 40. So I mean that's pretty much the breakdown for all the region action tomorrow. I don't want to pick, but I'm gonna pick it. I'm gonna pick it. Whitehaven, Cordova. I'm gonna say Whitehaven.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Whitehaven. At the crib, Cordova is very talented. I mean, it's gonna be a close game. People, that fan dudes taking all over. It's gonna be a 1.5 spread, 1.5 point spread tomorrow night. But with a chance for it can go either way. That's a pick'em game, to be honest with you. And then on the other game, I got Bartlett winning. So I got Bartlett and Whitehaven in the region championship game, which is going to be, I think, this Saturday coming up. The winner will play Saturday at Whitehaven.
And even if Cordova loses, they still got another opportunity.
No, they're done.
You
gotta win that. They already won the first region game.
That's why you said this is it.
This is it. Yeah, this is it. And like I say, when we first started the show, I'm pretty sure they didn't plan on losing to Bartlett and then being placed on the same side with Whitehaven. So I know they probably want to play it. I'm not like I say, I'm not saying they can't win, but Whitehaven's been playing well and they're at home. So I'm gonna get an edge to Whitehaven in that game. And then the 3A side, I told you I got Ridgeway winning. I got Golden Wildcats. I got Munford winning that game because of the crowd, and I think that the shooting of Munford gonna and then the 2A side, I got Douglas advancing. I think they're gonna advance pretty easy. And I got NBA beating Tresvant. Tresvant has I think a guard is pretty good, but I got NBA winning that game. And then on the 1A side, that's another pick'em game. I'm gonna go Mace. I'm gonna go Mace. I'm gonna go Mace in that game. And then in the other game, I'm gonna go Hillcrest. They played each other a couple times. Hillcrest beat them by I think 20 once, and then like 15 the other time. But they do have the 6'9" Abdul Sacco at BTW, so that can be an interesting game if he's blocking shots and controlling the paint. And he's able to score a little bit, and they keep it close. You never know. But I do got Hillcrest winning that game. So that's your region breakdown, man. Again, it's win or go home time.
Man, Chuck, man, we might have to get you back, man. So tomorrow is all of the games.
Tomorrow's all the boys' game. Like I said, the girls are playing tonight, so that's why I didn't talk about the girls much because they're playing right now.
Okay, so we might have to if we can get you back. Maybe sometime this week, if you want, just to update that.
Yeah,
so we can keep the community informed
for sure.
Of what's going on.
For sure.
I may try to get out to that Whitehaven game tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely do that.
See how that may go, man. But yeah, we got some things that's lined up, man. But this is what when we talked at Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
How many years ago was that?
Man,
that was 10. Let's see, 2014 is when I came over here. It had to be 11.
Yeah, I say probably 11, 12. 11, 12, yep.
We had a conversation, ladies and gentlemen, 12 years ago about doing something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry it took 10, 12 years, brother.
It's still here. It's still here.
It's here.
It's
you know
here.
What I'm saying?
It's here.
Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine when we talk about the girls and then the boys again. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine hearing your name called. This man, he was just going off teams, but he was running off names of players at all these different schools.
Mm-hmm.
So this man is a walking basketball god here in the city, and he's doing his best to share the students of Memphis Shelby County schools and some of the schools that we own and operate in the charter school system.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just nice to see we finally got some time to share our student athletes and talk about them. And if we talk about the Grizzlies, the Tigers, we might as well talk about our high school ball.
Might as well, because I mean, to be honest with you, they talk high school basketball all year long. You go to barbershops,
Right.
You go to AAU. They talk about high school games. Right. So it's just we're just a basketball driven city. But high school basketball is, I think, right up there along with the Tigers and all that. They're right up there. Mm-hmm.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we'll let you know when we'll bring him back, man. But it's his birthday, so I want him to get out of here. He got his princess in the room with him, and say your name to everybody. Aubrey is in the building. That's right. Aubrey is in the building with her dad supporting. And Chuck, man, great job, man. Great job.
I appreciate it,
Appreciate you, y'all. Y'all keep listening. We're going to probably upload this tonight, so y'all be able to catch this on our Facebook
I do want to
page.
say one last thing though, John. I wasn't joking about the 2,500. If you all have the 2,500, my cat, I'm just joking. Unless you're gonna do it for real. No, I'm kidding.
You see how it is, ladies and gentlemen. He playing jokes on us, ladies and gentlemen. But nah, man, great job tonight, Chuck.
I appreciate it.
Let's keep it moving, man. All right.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Courtside with Chuck Lawson on the only station you and your family can agree on. We are 88.5 FM.